Welcome to episode 19 of Box News. Thank you very much for tuning in this far. If you haven't seen my old episodes, they're still up. I have no plans of deleting them, and I hope YouTube does not either. So far I haven't had really any bad material or anything that I should get banned for yet, so stay tuned. I might have something in this episode. Probably not. This one is about Final Fantasy 13. It's been out for a while now, so all of you should have been able to get through it completely. I won't try to give any spoilers on this, but if I do, I apologize. So if you haven't beat it yet, maybe you want to finish it first before I talk about it. Final Fantasy 13 is Square Enix, obviously. We are very familiar with this. We're even hearing of it. If you never played of it, you're aware of the game. It's a very popular RPG. Final Fantasy was available for the first time on the Xbox 360 in 3-disc format, and available on the PlayStation 3 in 1 Blu-ray disc, 50 gigabyte format. Which system would I prefer it for? That's completely up to you. I got it on the PlayStation 3. I don't like disc changing. I'm not a fan of that. I feel that's a PlayStation 1 thing. So that's why I got on the PS3. Plus, I wanted an RPG for the PS3. I don't have, very many. My thoughts on this game. I didn't like it. Honestly, why? All right, here's my thing. Final Fantasy 13. It had good look to it, but does that make a game? No. Just like it should not make a movie. Avatar. But anyways, talk about gaming, not that movie Avatar. But look is nice. Look is an addition into great core gameplay. Look is very important, but most importantly is the feel and the fun of it. I mean, a game is a game. You're supposed to have fun. Is it fun? Yeah. Is it much of a role-playing game? Not really. Why? Because you just kind of go through a set path. It's a very linear role-playing game. There's no exploring. There's no anything. The battle system in this is nice, but I don't feel like it was a true RPG. It's not what I'm familiar with RPGs. Basically the old Final Fantasies, the Fable series, Elder Scrolls series, any of those are true RPGs where you are able to explore, level up, and do this. In this game, you level up to some sense, but basically you get Crystarian points that you put towards your character's abilities that you have to level up a certain way until, so far in the game, 25 hours to be exact, or give or take, depending on how you got through it. I think, the 25-hour mark is what they quoted. I got to it about 23 hours. I was able to then choose my party, choose my characters, choose what their expertise was, but by that time, you had already put so many points into your character as being like a medic or a commando or anything, that you didn't want to start at zero and have them focus on something else. You wanted to top out what they had already been working on. So really, the game influences you to go along what they designed the characters for, instead of you just having a character and being able to do what you want with it. So that really turned me off from it. I did not like that. It took me 58 hours to finish this game, which is nice. It's a great game. It was worth, it was basically $1 an hour, which is not bad. It was a great game to play through. As for replay, I instantly brought it back to the game store and traded it in for a different game, which ended up being another Square Enix game, Just Cause 2, which I have a review up for, so look for the link on that. Look for the link on that. I'm not going to talk about that. But Square Enix, they're usually not a letdown company. With the dialogue in the game is very lacking. The story in this one is not as good as other stories in the Final Fantasy series. Everyone says 7's the best. Look-wise, it's not the greatest. But anyways, talking about 13. The story is not the greatest. It builds up to nothing. Like, it's like, hey, we got this war. You're going to fight, for us against this, and this. There's no choices. And there's another thing too. We're to the PlayStation 3. We are in 2010. You should have the ability to manipulate a storyline. We still do not have that. We're still going straight through and playing a story that's already been pre-plot out. You should have choices. I do like how gameplay is influencing other games, not Final Fantasy. I like how gameplay is now giving the option to be good or bad. Obviously, you could do that, I guess, Developers, please design a Final Fantasy where you can be good or bad. I heard Final Fantasy 14 Online, which is exclusive to PC and PS3, you have the ability to be good or bad. It's basically like $12 online, which you have to pay for. Don't agree with that. Buy a game, you should be able to play it for free. But that's another topic for another day. Going down the list of goods and bads. Gameplay, decent. Fighting system, new, different. Very easy to get used to. I do like the switching of fighting styles and having your presets for what you want your focus on. If you want a medic on a team, 2 medics, you want to build up power-ups so you can have better attack, combos, so on and so forth. You have the ability to do that seamlessly throughout battle, and it charges through time. It's not completely turn-based, so those people that are turned off by turn-based games, this is not completely turn-based. The fighting system is very well done. So I did like that. The control is very easy to use. Basically, you just kind of go through the motions in this game. Like I said, there's no choices. It's very linear. You just go through the motions, hit the A button. There's the quick battle where you don't even have to choose anything. It chooses the best attack for you to defeat your enemy. Some of the bosses, it doesn't work as well. You have to switch your stance and then see which works to drain him. Another thing that I didn't like about that with the fighting system, some of the bosses are timed. You have to beat them in a certain amount of time. And if you don't have your Crystarian points added to your characters before going to the fight, and you're not going to be able to deplete his energy or his power fast enough, it'll game over you, and you'll have to start outside that battle, which is a thing I like. If you lose a fight or lose a battle, you don't go back to your last save point that was like 2 hours back. You go right outside that battle. So don't get frustrated if you lose a battle. You'll go right outside that battle. You can try again, or run away a little bit backwards to focus on the easier guys to power up a little more, and then go forward again. So I really did like that. I hate going back to a checkpoint that was like an hour back or 2 hours back. I hate that. So I'm glad they did that. So controls are easy. Graphics, like I said, the visuals, very, very pretty game. I do like anime, and it's obviously taken from that. It's a Japanese game, and it looks really good. The character design are they're characters, so they're obviously very stereotypical. The dialogue is not good. Replay value after you beat it, it's if you're a fan of the series, you're going to be a collector, collect this game, get it. But it's just, I don't know. It let me down. I really wanted this to be that new RPG I'd be playing for quite some time. It took me just over a month to get through 58 hours, which is probably, I'd say, a couple hours a day, if that. That's just during the week. I probably wasn't even playing on the weekends. So you can get through this very quickly if you just set aside an hour or two a day, which, when you think about it, you people are probably playing Call of Duty or Halo or whatever several hours a day. So set those games aside and rent Final Fantasy, just to experience what it's like. But don't buy it, because after you finish it, or even if you make it that far to finish it, it's not worth playing through again. I'm sorry, once you play through the story, it's the same thing second time through. Want to thank YouTube, obviously, for not taking me off yet. Thank all my subscribers. Just tell your friends. Add the links to Facebook, whatever social network site you are, Twitter. I'm also on both those if you can find me. Cool. If not, whatever. Just tell your friends, tell them to subscribe. I want to thank you all so far. I got some cool games to come up. I'm not going to give any away because I don't want to disappoint if I don't end up reviewing that. I had requests. I will get to those. I promise you. Super Mario Galaxy 2 will get reviewed very soon, so be on the lookout for that. Some great things coming, and this is not slowing down by any means. So thank you again. Box News. 19. This is episode 19. Thank you for watching. Oh, broke my chair. Start over. Alright, take 2.